This is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out here and ready to show you a new e-bike that came in. Take a look at this one. This is the Himiway A7. Now you might be saying, well, didn't they have an A7 before? No, they didn't. They had the A7 Pro, which was a mid-drive bike. This one is a hub motor version of the bike. Yeah, which of course makes it less expensive. That's of course always attractive. Let me show you real quickly what the bike has here. Let's take a look at the logo here. There you go, Himiway. And of course they have different badging too. I don't know if you can see that well. Very bright out here, but sometimes the way the shadows hit, sometimes you can't see it very well. So anyway, let me tell you what this is. Now the A7 is the hub motor version of the A7 Pro. So what you have here, let's go down over here, I'm trying to keep my shadow out of this. Yeah, we have a hub drive motor right down there with 8 gears. Yeah, and a Shimano Altus derailleur. I always like the Altus. Yeah, those are always good. And it has a Shimano shifter. So it's got a trigger shifter up here. So if you take a look, there's a shifter here and also back here. I don't know if you can see that. So there's one for your thumb and one for your index finger. Yeah, so you can go up and down gears that way. So the A7 comes in 2 different colors. Let me get my shadow out of here. Wow, it's really hard to figure out a good angle for the bike without the shadows hitting it. Yes, 2 different colors. This one is called Sapphire, which is kind of like a blue, almost like a midnight blue, I don't know. But it's called Sapphire. And then there's a white version, okay? So I have the Sapphire. So as far as batteries are concerned, it has a 720 watt-hour LG battery in here. So that's right here down in the down tube. Okay, so it's all integrated into there, so nothing sticks out or anything. It's 48 volts, 15 amp hours, all right? Now, they claim the maximum range to be 80 miles max range. Now, keep in mind, whenever there's max range specifications from any manufacturer, these are in ideal conditions, of course, right? That would be like on the lowest pedal assist, and if you weigh a certain amount, and if you're going straight without any hills or anything like that, you can get up to 80 miles maximum range. I've never gotten it, I'm kind of big. So what's interesting though, this is a torque and cadence sensor design, which means in the menu of the bike, you can change that to choose either torque sensor or cadence sensor. That's always a nice thing, yep. 5 levels of pedal assist through the controls over here. Okay, 3.5-inch color screen, IP6 waterproof rated. Yep, of course UL rated of things too. Now here's the thing with the display screens. In this type of sun, the camera sometimes has a hard time picking it up. So I'm going to show you what the display screen looks like, but we're gonna do it inside, okay? We'll do it inside. I'm gonna show you that as an insert, then we'll come right back. Okay, let me quickly show you some of the features on the display screen and also on the control pad. Now the control pad has an on-off switch right over here. Let me go ahead and push that. That's the top button here. If you hold it, that'll shut down the bike. If you hold it again, that'll turn on the bike. Okay, it takes a little while, so you just kind of have to hold on a little longer. Now there's an up and down button over here, and then there's a mode button over here, all right? So the up and down button does many features, but the first feature it does is you'll take a look over here on the screen. I'm just gonna move this back and forth. I'm gonna zoom in here so you can see this a little closer, okay? So let's reposition the camera a little bit there. Now you notice down here, it says Eco Plus, so that's the economy. So I'm gonna use the up and down buttons. You can see that I can turn this off. Now if I turn this off, there is no pedal assist, and there is no throttle. So the throttle and the pedal assist will not work. And if you use the plus and minus buttons again, you can move that to Eco Plus, Economy, Tour, Sport, and Turbo. Now these various levels are your pedal assist levels. Of course, the least amount of pedal assist would be Economy Plus, okay? So this is just how much the pedal assist will help you. Now this is gonna work basically for both the torque sensor and cadence sensor of the bike, all right? Now, if you take a look too, over here, you have some other information here, and there's a trip and odometer. So my trip meter is currently at 0 because I haven't gone anywhere since I recorded this. And my odometer is currently at 22 miles since I've ridden the bike, okay? Now, if you hit that mode switch, you can see that it'll change it. Now we have the average miles per hour and the maximum miles per hour right over here. And if we do it again, we have the wattage, how much wattage you're using out of your motor, and then of course the time of how long you've been riding your bike, and then your calorie burned and CO2. Okay, so this is how much CO2 has been used, and then you can change your sensors here. Okay, now you have torque sensor and cadence sensor. Okay, so currently right now you have the torque sensor on. If you hold the mode button down, okay, you actually will enter into an advanced screen. Now the code to get into the advanced screen is this, and again, you use your plus and minus buttons on your control pad. Move it up 1 and you'll see it's 1, move it down 1 and it sees it's 0, okay? So the code is 0, and then again, using the mode switch to move over to the next one, go to 5, okay, and the next one go to 1, and the next one go down to 0. So it's 0, 5, 1, 0, hit the mode button again, and you'll see automatically now you've gone into a whole bunch of other additional settings. This says general settings, assist system settings, assist mode setting, and safety settings. Now I'm not going to go through each one of these, but I'm going to show you real quickly what's in there. Okay, hitting the mode button again, there's clearing your trip, default assist levels, auto assist, screen brightness, unit settings, auto power off time, voltage display, interface color. Okay, we'll go back, and then again hitting the on off button again, then you can drop down to the next level settings, which is assist system settings. I'll just show you real quickly what they are in here. So it's e-bike class, so that's choosing class 1 or class 2, and then you can also do class 3 settings, 28 miles per hour, but I'm going to show that in a different video. Okay, so here you see is class 1, class 2. You won't see a class 3, but eventually I will show you a way to change that in a separate video. Again, using the up and down arrow button, maximum assist speed, walk assist speed, factory reset, and system info, okay? Again, using the power switch, you can move again there, drop down one more. Again, you can see here now you've got assist torque settings. You can change the torque settings, your assist ratio settings, okay, your power response tuning, assist sensor switch, a throttle setting. Okay, go back again. And finally, there's safety setting. So if we hit the safety setting, you'll have a tail light mode. And on the tail light mode, you'll see you have 4 different ways you can have the lights work. You can have it blinking, have it solid, you know, there's a lot of different options here. So you can try each one of these. I currently have it on mode 2. Go back, and then power switch again, moves it all the way up. And then to go all the way back, hit the power button one more time, and we're back to the main settings. That's your display screen. Now the brakes are also made by Shimano too, okay? That's kind of nice. You have 180 millimeter front rotors, and you have 180 millimeter rear rotors. Okay, this is a 500 watt brushless gear hub motor. It peaks out at 900 watts peak. Torque is at 60 Newton meters of torque. But this is a 500 watt motor. Now they chose to do this because this is a commuter style bike. And I think for people who ride in a commuter style thing where you're going around streets and, you know, basic bike paths and stuff, that's actually plenty, you know, and if with a peak of 900 watts, yeah, you can do that pretty well. Okay, it has Kenda tires. These are 27.5 inch by, I believe, 2.4 inch. Yeah, 2.4 inch street type tires. Now these make it a lot more nimble than if you had a fat tire. And I've noticed that many of the bike companies now are really pushing the commuter style bikes because that's what people are buying. Yeah, but it has a dual suspension system. There's a front fork suspension right here. Okay, and the front fork suspension will do 120 millimeters of travel. Okay, it does use a through axle. It's not a quick release hub. And I like the through axles much better because they're stronger. Okay. Then you have a shock in the back here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right in the seat post area. Now you might notice that the seat post seems kind of tall. Well, I'm a person who really likes having full leg extension, and this is not the stock seat post. Okay, what comes with the bike is a shorter seat post, and the reason is because as the seat post comes down, it's going to hit the shock down here. Okay. So it has a shorter seat post so that if you're a shorter rider, you can fit this bike. But if you're a taller rider, like I'm 5'10", I have an inseam of about 30.5 to 31 inches, and I like a full leg extension. So what I did is I went out and I bought a second seat post. Now you may say, oh, it doesn't come with one. No big deal. These things are only like $14, okay? So I bought the proper one to put in there. Spokes, of course, are 12 gauge 224L stainless steel. And like I said, the battery is a 48 volt, 15 amp hour battery in the down tube. And it has a left-hand throttle. It's right below the control panel right here. Now some people say, well, why did they go to left-hand throttle? That's because you have a trigger shifter. Trigger shifters take up a lot more space. So everything is now starting to move to the left-hand side. This is not unusual. People see this all the time on other bikes as well. Now, I did add a side view mirror like I always do. Okay, it does come with a bell. Comes with the front headlight right here. Okay, and it comes with the rear tail light back here. All right. This is your rear tail light. Just to let you know, there's a reflector thing that's actually over here. It's just a reflector on the bottom part here. I don't know if you can see that, but now the rear rack does come with it. Is a Ebike style rear rack, so all these accessories that can be attached to the Ebike system is able to be done here. Maximum load is 25 kilograms. It does come with this little bungee cord thing right here. Okay, so it does have a little bungee cord there. You do have an adjustable handlebar stem. I couldn't get the words out. Adjustable handlebar stem. I'm sitting right now at about 40 degrees, but you can go all the way up to 60 degrees of change. What other stuff does it have? Chainring is 44T, just to let you know. 8 speeds. Okay, so you got 8 speeds for the group set down there. All right, now the saddle is a saddle from Cell Royale, and I did not change that out. It is a little thinner, doesn't have a lot of cush to it, but it's acceptable for now. But I think for those who like a little more comfortable ride, you might want to consider changing that out. Controller is 48 volts, 18 amp hours, and of course that's all built into the system down there. They have a recommended rider height of 5'3" to 6'1". Now, as I mentioned, I'm 5'10", and I think if you're 6'1", 5'10" to 6'1", and you use the stock seat post, then that means you prefer to have your feet touching the ground. I don't do that, of course. I have full leg extension when I'm actually pedaling, so I recommend changing out to seat tube. Yeah, seat post. Total weight of the bike with the battery is 72.7 pounds with a maximum payload of 330 pounds if you ride this bike, okay? There's a whole bunch of other specifications. Most people don't really care too much about those things, but you can read that on their website. And the standover height is 20.2 inches to the ground from that point on. Now there's 4 bosses here that you can put anything from water bottle cages, or if you have a, a folding lock or something you want to attach there, you can do that there. I didn't put anything on there yet. I will probably put a water bottle cage there. Anytime you put anything there, of course, it makes it a little bit tighter when you go across. Being a step through design, you want to be able to just walk through that, right? So you don't want things that are gonna get too much in your way, but I think a water bottle would be perfectly fine in there. Yeah, it's a nice looking bike. How does it perform? Well, we're gonna take it on a test ride, see how it does, okay? Currently today, we have a weather of about 57 degrees out here in the Chicago area, and a little bit of wind, but tomorrow's gonna be a lot of wind. So I said, I gotta take this bike out today. It's my only opportunity to do so. And so, yeah, today was the day. All right, let's go ahead and give it a test, see how it does. Okay, now the bike can do cadence sensor or torque sensor. Right now I have it set on cadence sensor. And again, you can go into the menu of the bike to change that to torque sensor if you prefer. I've tried both riding it here, and it's perfectly fine. Let's turn here. Now in the cadence sensor mode, it takes about 2 or so pedal strokes before you feel the cadence sensor kick in. So there's a slight delay. These are basically the stock settings out of here. Now, I have something important to tell you, all right? When you get the bike, it is stated as Class 1, Class 2. Now we know that that means maximum speed is 20 miles per hour. Class 1 is where you do not have a throttle on the bike. It's just pedal only to 20 miles per hour. Class 2 is pedaled to 20 miles per hour, but also throttled to 20 miles per hour. All right, let's get past here and I'll tell you the rest of it. So here's the thing I need to tell you, all right? If you're looking at this and saying, okay, it only does 20, I'm not interested, stay tuned, okay? There's a way to unlock the bike to do 28 miles per hour, okay? Now, you can look all over the menu and you will not find this because it's not on the menu, okay? So what I did is I contacted Himiway and I said, is there any way to unlock this to 28? And they said, yes, there is, okay? It's in the engineering mode of the bike. So I said, will you share that with us? And they did. They sent me a video of how to do it. So I'm gonna create a separate video for you and for Himiway so that they can use that as a reference for those who want to unlock this bike to 28 miles per hour. Now keep in mind, if you do this, this is on you, all right? It's your decision to do it. Himiway has kept it to the 20 miles per hour legal limit. But if you want to do 28, I'm going to show you how to do it on a separate video, all right? So you'll need to keep watching the Russ is Right channel to find that separate video. I will post it sometime after I post this particular video. Now, did I do that? Yes, I unlocked it to 28. Does it do 28? Yes, it does. It allows me to do 28 pedaled and 28 throttled. Okay. Actually, when I was riding the bike over here to get this review done, I was riding at about 26, 27 miles an hour. So yeah, does a 500 watt motor do it? Yeah, absolutely can. It'll throttle it and it'll pedal it, all right? So yeah, I'm having fun on this bike. Now, let me mention a couple of things. I want to give a shout out to my friend Matt from Sam Cycle in Palatine, Illinois, okay? Sam Cycle is a Himiway dealer, and when I got my bike, everything seemed fine on the bike, but I was having a little bit problems with the shifter. I think it got out of alignment during the shipment. yeah, it was rubbing a little bit on the top gear, the 8th gear. So I tried to make some adjustments myself. I didn't know how to really get it to be perfect, so I brought it over to Matt, and Matt made the adjustment for me. Yeah. Sometimes having a dealer around is a good thing, and like I said, Matt is a Himiway dealer. He's a good guy. So if you're looking to go directly to a dealership to check out the bike or to buy a bike, yeah, consider going over to Sam Cycle in Palatine, Illinois, if you're in this area, okay? So yeah, we're fully adjusted now. Everything is perfectly fine on my bike. And I'm happy to have him as a friend help me out. He's helped me out before, other things too. All right. So we're gonna head over towards the hill test as we typically do. Let me talk a little about how we do this hill test before we do it. There's a little bridge section there. We usually stop right at the base of the bridge. And then what I will do is I will throttle the bike to its full maximum. And in this case, it'll be 28 miles per hour maximum, right? I'll throttle it all the way up to there. And then we'll take a look to see what the speed of the bike is, okay? I'm gonna angle down a little bit more here so make sure you can see maybe some of the display. Sometimes it's hard to see the display in this bright light. It's fine for me, but again, like I said, sometimes the camera doesn't pick it up. So when we go over the hill, we'll usually notice that the bike will start slowing down, and we'll see how fast it'll do it going over the top. I'm gonna hit the pedal assist to the full maximum pedal assist, and let's give it a shot. Now, I'm not gonna pedal this. I'm strictly gonna throttle it, all right? So let's take a look to see where we're at. 16, 17, 18. Okay, we're going up a slight incline right now. 19 miles an hour. 18, it's starting to drop at this point. 18.1, 17, 16, 15.4, 13.2, 12.7, 11.7, 10, 9.1. But that is typical of a 500 type watt motor with 60 Newton meters of torque, okay? So you might say, well, what if I have a lot of hills? Well, that's why they got a mid-drive version. If you pedal this, it'll be easier to get over that hill, of course. And the mid-drive bikes have more ability while you're pedaling to get over hills. Now this was strictly throttled only, okay? I did not pedal it. Let's get back to pedaling. I'm gonna drop my pedal assist level because it'll be too fast in this area. If you have lots of hills, okay, you might want to consider the mid-drive version of the bike. If you don't, this one might be perfectly fine. Now this is a pretty large hill that we go over. In our area in Chicago, we don't have that many hills. I think this is the biggest hill I've ever encountered in our area. That's why I use it for my hill test. I see that they've painted a striped line here for the curves so people stay on their side of the lane. There's nobody out here today. I tried to do this review earlier this week. The weather was pretty good, but everybody was out on the path. I could not do the hill test. I could not do anything. I had to redo the entire video because I had too many people on my video and in my way as I was doing the test. So yeah, here we are out again on a Thursday, checking it out. So I didn't mention the price of the bike. Let me mention that. It's $17.99, and the A7 Pro mid-step version, I believe, is $24.99, if I'm not mistaken. So you're talking a $700 difference to get the Pro version versus the hub drive version. I think really this is going to be more of a decision for a person based on his riding area, your riding area, right? In my area here, this is perfectly fine, okay? If you're basically going to use this bike as a typical commuter bike just to get around town, the hub drive motor version is perfectly fine. I would recommend doing it. If you have a lot of hills, I might consider the mid-drive. Now the mid-drives, of course, take a little bit more time getting used to because you have to shift a little bit differently when you're shifting a mid-drive. You know, typically on most of these things, when we shift up and down gears, we pedal as we shift. On a mid-drive, stop pedaling when you shift, okay? Because that could mess you up. Let me hit the button here. Yeah, you don't want to be grinding the gears. So just stop pedaling, shift, and then start pedaling again, okay? It takes a little time to kind of get used to that. Let's cross over here. We're gonna head towards the forest preserve here. Hit the button. Reposition myself. All right, I'll pick it up again once we're in the forest preserve. It's a little noisy here. Okay, I'm back. Now we have a speed limit of 15 miles per hour on the trail here. We'll try our best to kind of stay within that. So I'm going to lower my pedal assist level. So as I'm pedaling, it's not going to push me way past our speed limit area here. So let's talk a little bit about this bike. The suspension is very good. I can feel the suspension helping me on the seat post and also on the front fork. You can adjust the seat post suspension, okay? Let's get past here first. And you can make it a little squishier, or you can make it stiffer, up to you. Where I have it now seems to be pretty fine for me, so I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, it rides well, you know. The interesting thing about commuter style bikes now, I'm finding, is a lot of them are going to these trigger shifters. So you're gonna find that your throttles will end up on the left-hand side. It's no real big deal, it's just a matter of getting used to it. I've been using left-handed throttle bikes now for the last 3 years, and I have no problems adjusting between left and right. It's just, if you're used to one style, you just gotta get used to it, that's all. It's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and cross through here first. Okay. And again, you have hydraulic brakes on here. Okay, these are Shimano hydraulic brakes, and they work really well. No complaints about that at all. I think the handlebar height is fine for me. I can make it a little bit taller if I tilted the handlebar stem a little bit more. Might be worth doing that, but I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. Front fork suspension is doing well. It's taking up the shock of hitting things, so yeah, no problem with that. Let's pedal again. Yeah, the way I ride, I do a combination of pedal and throttle. So if I need a little bit of help, I hit that throttle, and then when we're ready to pedal again, I start pedaling again, okay? Yeah, it's nice. It's doing a really good job. I think when I first started out, I was so used to having fat tire bikes. I didn't really want to try a commuter style bike, but now I'm so used to having commuter style bikes that, yeah, I'm really enjoying them. Now, if you're gonna go off-road or something, then maybe you might wanna look at something else, like I have a Himiway D7, you know, you want a fat tire bike, there you go. The D7, what is that thing, 4.5-inch fat tire bike? Yeah, it's bigger than the others. Yeah, but it takes a while to get used to that too, because it's so big, right? But I noticed that whenever I'm on forest preserve paths or any type of path like that, having the commuter style bike is better. People tend to accept that better. Thank you.
Sure.
So yeah, having a commuter style bike works better on this type of path. Nobody usually says anything because most of them can't even tell it's an e-bike. You have an integrated down tube battery. Unless they look at it really carefully, they're not even gonna see that. So most of them think you're just riding a regular bike, but you're getting the assistance that you typically would get with an e-bike. So I'm enjoying having these commuter style bikes more and more. Yeah. So how does it feel with the cadence sensor? Like I said, it's about 2 rotations and it starts kicking in. So let's move up another pedal assist level here. So it's not an immediate jerk reaction, which I kind of like, because sometimes when the thing jerks so fast, you know, it can throw you, it'll throw you off, that is. I mean, you'll feel like, oh, all of a sudden I've gone so hard. So a slow start is not so bad for me. I like it that way. What about the torque sensor? Yeah, torque sensor is good too. Yeah, I tried that earlier, and it'll give you a good workout for those who want to feel the actual pedal. You know, as you pedal harder, the bike will react better as far as faster for you. Cadence sensor, pretty much you kind of rely on your pedal assist levels. Wherever your pedal assist level is set for, as long as you keep that pedal moving, it's going to give you that speed, right? So here's how I typically do it when bikes have the ability to switch back and forth. I might start out with something like a torque sensor, and then throughout the day, if I start tiring out, I switch over to cadence sensor. Yeah, I find that that's a lot easier. Yeah, people are out. People are out trying to enjoy the weather. You know, the weather's not perfect here in Chicago. It's gonna get a little warmer in the next 2 days, and very, very windy tomorrow, they said. And then after that, it might rain a little bit, and then it's gonna get cold again next week. So I only have a certain time window to do these reviews sometimes. I told Himiway originally that I might have to do this review indoors because, you know, it was so cold, but I'm just glad we have an opportunity to actually do the review outdoors. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I think it's a nice bike. It has a good feel to it. I'm not tired out as I'm pedaling. I have options between the torque sensor and the cadence sensor. The 500 watt motor has plenty of power to do what I want. And like I said, if you unlock it to 28 miles per hour, it's just as capable of doing the speeds if you want the speeds. So yeah, I would recommend this bike. It's a nice looking bike, performs very well. You know, some torque sensors are tough. I think people are getting better with these torque sensors because it's a lot easier for me to ride with it. I think early torque sensor bikes I had, sometimes it was kind of hard for me to ride. You know, I don't have the strongest knee because of the knee replacement, and I don't have any problems with this one. Yeah, it's doing really well. Now you might say 27.5 inch tire, that's bigger than the 26 inch. Well, when you look at the thin tire, it's not really. Not really. I would say this is kind of like your typical bike it would have been if you had bought a bike that was not even an electric bike. Yeah, it gives me that feel like a standard non-electric bike, but I have the assurance of the electric bike function to help me when I need it, right? If you want the exercise, put it on torque. Lower the pedal assist levels, and that will give you the exercise you want, all right? When you tire out, shift over to cadence sensor. It's not hard to do. It's easy enough. Let me mention too, if you see it, my keys to the battery are hanging down here. All my keys are always hanging on my bikes. I never leave my bikes. So to keep things together, I keep my keys on the bike. But you should take the keys off your bike. I've had several manufacturers say, Russ, why do you keep your keys hanging on there? Yeah, it's just easier for me. But you know, if you leave your bike and you lock your bike somewhere, definitely don't leave your keys there. I take mine off, you know, only on that situation, but I never leave my bike. It's always with me. All right, I do recommend the bike. I think it's a good bike. Check out the affiliate link I have in the description of the bike. If you're interested, that'll save you a little bit and also helps me out in the channel. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Make sure you watch the video that I have that I'll be putting together on how to program this bike to go to 28 miles per hour. I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks, Himiway.